Does anyone really know what hormones do? There is so much talk about women's hormonal health, but most women are left even more confused about what it means for them and what to do about it. The confusion ends now.
An award-winning German nutrition scientist created a powerful herbal formula called Hormone Harmony, which contains 12 powerful adaptogens into one single capsule. Each of these ingredients is carefully selected based on scientific evidence and has been proven effective in clinical studies for women of various ages and hormonal profiles.
Happy Mammoth, the company that produces Hormone Harmony, is famous for its zero compromise policy. No GMOs, artificial fillers or flavors, or any other junk. Only science-backed ingredients in amounts that are clinically proven.
What makes this formula unlike anything else on the market is that it tackles multiple hormone imbalances at the same time, creating a cascade of benefits all throughout the body and mind.
Hormone Harmony has over 50,000 raving reviews from women all over the world, with 98% of them saying they'd gladly recommend it to their friends and family.
For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code BLAME at checkout.
You can try Hormone Harmony risk-free and get 15% off your first order with code BLAME at checkout.
This is the way it feels to move through summer in Lululemon. Iconic Align softness without the front seam. For our smoothest look and feel ever, summer won't know what hit it. Stretch your limits in the non-stop flexibility of the new Lululemon Align No Line Pant in select stores and at Lululemon.com.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Buying a car shouldn't eat up your week. That's why Carvana made it convenient. Car buying that fits around your life, not the other way around. You can get pre-qualified for an auto loan in just a couple of minutes and browse thousands of quality car options, all within your terms, all online, all on your schedule. Turn car buying into a few clicks and not a full week's endeavor. Finance and buy your car at your convenience on
Carvana.
Financing subject to credit approval. Additional terms and conditions may apply.
Hello, Megan. How are you today?
Besides gorgeous, I'm a little mad at Beyonce.
First of all, back the fuck up.
No, you're right. I'm sorry.
It's Juneteenth.
I was going to say, first of all, back it up. Happy Juneteenth, Queen. To you and Beyonce. We'll start our grievances in a minute.
Yes. So, happy Juneteenth to America. We're recording this on June 19th. It will come out tomorrow, which is June 20th, but Juneteenth is a state of mind, and we are always going to be in the state of mind. I have on my visionary shirt.
Ooh, love. That's cute.
Black excellence. It has become my official Juneteenth shirt.
It's a good uniform.
Yes. But, you just got your hair done.
I did. We also have to say, I did see someone who did an entire dedication, Happy Juneteenth, to everyone who participated in the Montgomery Brawl. And I loved that one.
I do, but I feel like that's its own thing.
Well, to me, the fact that I think about it once a week, like, I never stop thinking about the Montgomery Brawl.
I saw a man was going to get on the boat and was like, hey, are you the man that threw up your hat? And it was, in fact, him.
Do you want to throw the bat signal into the sky? Mm-hmm. And Moms was like, wait, which part is that? I don't remember that. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's go back to
That's literally what signaled everything.
That's what I told him. I was like, it was not only like symbolic, it was like a caw. Like, yeah. It was literally
get your asses out here. It is the
sign that how else the fuck do you think that the kid jumped from the boat? What do you think his indicator was? He's very far away. It's the hat in the sky.
Right. So, we're celebrating Juneteenth. We're also we are recording. We are active and we are recording. But Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter is currently in Paris. And Miley had said months ago that she was going to be in Paris and it was going to line up with when Beyonce was there. And after we went to the concert, and we only got that little snippet of Two Most Wanted, I knew that there's no way she's going to I knew there was no way she was going to let this song, that is a Grammy award winning song, not get its shine. And you've also set the tone that like it's going to be some like this was part of your 2025 predictions that it would be a big thing. It wouldn't just be like something simple. You were thinking it was going to be at the Grammys. I personally, I was like, I don't think Beyonce's
she had her big
performing.
Grammys. Well, I was thinking less about Beyonce. Like, I was more thinking about, because like Miley is so selective of what she picks and chooses when she performed. And the Grammys has been one that she has graced with her presence.
Yes. Especially the year before, because she won her first Grammy, which I do want to say I've been Flowers' biggest supporter. And there are some haters in this here community of don't blame me. I'm not specifically talking about you. Well, but you are in this group of like, who the hell is downloading this song and why is it the number one streaming song? Me. It was number one on Spotify, but like, I'm not a Spotify listener, but I was holding it down over on Apple Music.
Well, you know my issue with the song.
Yes, because of Bruno.
Exactly. That's it. Like, I love Miley. Like, my only
Bruno
issue
is great.
And I think he's very funny. And I love, he's great. And I love a lot of things about him. And I want nothing but the best for him.
This specific song, not one of my favorite Bruno songs, but like, okay. Also, it is so bright in Paris right now. Like,
no, Melissa, I'm like, what do you mean you got? And like, I have to say, the fact that Paris of all cities is getting the Juneteenth performance.
Well, but think about it.
No, I know, but like, I think that means a lot to us as Americans. I don't know if the people in Paris sitting there watching are like, yeah, love that. Like, I'm like, the symbolism is in like all
when
like,
the Statue of Liberty comes out, it's gonna go crazy for us that are watching it across the pond.
What I mean. I'm just like, okay, Beyonce, I totally hear you. I see you. Could you not have done this in Paris, Texas? Could we not have done this in Paris near Riverside in California? Like, it's just like, I really respect the symbolism. I really detest that the people in the audience are not us, are not the people who are really being like, wow.
I mean, she's been having a great ass time over there in Europe.
She has.
Oh my gosh, the outfits, especially the last night in London.
Which one was that one? Let me double check. I fell asleep on the couch.
That last night, or the last one and the night before, so 5 and 6. That red outfit. Also, the fact that she had on the Stella McCartney outfit while performing Paul McCartney. Iconic. The Versace, the Burberry, like she has been turning looks. The show has been on a different level. I've watched everyone live or like had it on except for the last night in London. And that was okay. But, there was another day that it was the last night in London, a Saturday, whatever that was. I was asleep. I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about today. Miley has been confirmed for a sound check.
She's been spotted. Lil Debbie.
She will be
live,
there.
Not even live on the ground. Lil Debbie's got sources everywhere.
She does. And the things that come across her desk.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, it is on in the corner. As soon as I see a little blonde girl on the stage, I will be turning it up. We will be pausing to enjoy this. I don't know if the one that we're watching right now is going to be the best one because he is moving his camera everywhere. But I just have it on so that I know when she's going on and I can find somebody else. But I'm hoping it's going to be where it actually is in the show. And if that's the case, we'll probably be taking a small break.
We'll be fine.
Yeah. So how has your week been?
Good. Guess what I did on Sunday amidst a heat wave?
What did you do? It was a heat wave. I stayed my ass inside.
Well, what do people do to escape the heat?
They go to the pool.
What do people do who aren't the best swimmers who go to escape the heat?
They go to the movies like they did back in the 1920s.
And guess what I saw?
If you saw Sinners, I'm going to say it's at home now.
First of all, I know it's at home now. I'm not watching it at home because I was like, I need to see it on the big screen.
Okay.
Now, we did buy tickets for 70 millimeter and then we went to a new theater.
So it was fake 70 millimeter?
No, they don't have any parking.
Oh.
I'm sorry, you actually do have to have parking. Melissa, they had a valet attendant for parking at Ross, for 2 floors of parking at Ross, and then they had approximately 6 parking spots for the movie theater.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That
do you want to share what theater this is?
I don't even know what it was.
Where was it? In Burbank?
No idea. I don't know. It was far away.
Okay.
It was far away. And then we were like so annoyed, and I was like, well, we can't. And by the way, there's 2 theaters on this, like within like, you could see them from each other. So we went to one being like, okay, this is the right one. And then it was like, no, it's actually this one. And we were with another family, and they were like, what do you mean? And then they sent us to the other, and then there's no parking at the other one when we should have just walked, but it was like half a mile. Mm-hmm. And it was like 90
and then you would have been hot and sweaty.
No,
even hotter. Yeah.
I will say this, that one that we missed, it was not reclined seats, which I do kind of, like, I have to put my legs up when we record the podcast. Yeah. So I was like, I could technically get away with like not doing it, but like I would only do that for the 70mm. I wouldn't do it for anything else. And then we got those tickets refunded and then just drove straight to another theater and a brand new one. And
so are we going to do it, but am I watching?
I would love to.
Okay. So everyone get ready.
I want to watch it again.
Yeah. Not next week.
Yeah.
Let's look at the calendar. Guess where I'm going next weekend?
I was about to say, it sounds like you've got plans.
I do.
Where are you going? Slovang? Bitch, why are you going to Slovang? Ma'am, why?
My uncle and aunt are celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. Mm-hmm. So they're like, hey, do you want to come? Because, I'm in LA. And I was like, when are we going? Like, on this trip? And they said the 25th, like for a week. And I said, no, I have work. And they're like, well, come on Saturday. Hey, let's do Slovane on that day. We'll arrange the schedule to do Slovane on that day. So we're not just sitting around Santa Barbara. And I was like, great. Because last time I was in Santa Barbara, I almost died.
Is that on the horse?
On the horse.
Yeah. And
bad vibes.
Well, I mean, horses were there, so the vibes were rancid to start.
I love a horse.
No, I know.
This horse did not love itself and was trying to go over a cliff.
Because the horses are miserable. Why are we riding them?
Yeah. So yeah, I'll be going there next weekend.
Wait, that's so fun. I don't know that I've ever, like, now that I'm looking at it, I don't know that I've ever been to Slovang.
Just
really. Yeah. Like, I'm like looking at that. I'm like,
I feel like you would actually like it.
I think I would love it. Everything in that fucking town, it looks like Disneyland. Like everything is themed. So like gas station, like a park, like all of that stuff. So it's like very cute. But I don't think I've ever been for more than a piss and a soup.
Well, I think you gotta go. I will report back.
Please do.
It won't be next episode. It'll be the episode after next. For Fisting Friday, but I will report back and let y'all know. I feel like the pictures are going to be great. Sonam loves pictures, so I already know. They have a secret video that the family have been putting together to wish them a 50th wedding anniversary. And so because Sonam doesn't really know a lot of the Monts, so I've been getting their shit together and making sure that it's like, because she wants it in landscape, and I've been getting the family to send stuff, and I've been doing a little small edits on it to make it better quality. I had my parents sit down on Riverside just like this.
Wow.
I just didn't trust not seeing them do it.
Totally.
And the whole time my dad's like trying to not talk shit because it's like his older brother.
Oh yeah,
that's like, I think he's the third oldest. And my dad is the second youngest of 9. So like,
yeah,
he's just wanting, we did 3 takes. The third take, he was rolling his eyes the whole time.
You're like, okay, I don't know if this is going to fit in with the rest of people's messages.
No.
Maybe it needs to be the button on the end or like a little bit of fire to kick it off.
I made a little joke too. I was like, 50 years. That's a long time to be looking at one person.
Hey, you're not
that
wrong.
Is commendable.
It is.
Thank you guys. Like they're like very much in love. I don't know what happens at home, but from what I see,
totally. No, that's sweet. 50 years is impressive.
Mm-hmm. So get ready, get set. We're doing this. I will be rewatching it. Megan will be rewatching it at home. But, you know, double trouble.
Happy about it. We were listening to Leon Bridges yesterday on the way back from my hair appointment. And Mott's was like, God, he's good. He's almost as good as that little boy in Sinners. I was like, Miles Canton? And he was like, yeah. He was like, just vocally. And he was like, see if he's got any concerts coming up. And I was like, okay, for sure. These people, like, literally, I was like, and he's like, then what about if they ever, do you think they'd ever do a duet together? And I think, because we talked about if they would ever do a Sinners.
This is so random.
Sequel.
There won't. He already said they won't.
No, I don't think there would be at all. But
he said that the great thing about not working with Marvel is that he doesn't have to do sequels.
Well, the ending to me was very much a here, damn. Like, now don't fucking ask. And I'm like, love that, respect that. But I was thinking, you know how they do, and you know, my least favorite movie in the world, how they will nonstop do an orchestra scores La La Land live. Fuck off. I would love to see them do that for Sinners. Yes. And then I would love to see other artists to like make songs after, like, you know, when people like make a song, like we talked about how in the only Gina Rodriguez film worth watching. So the writer had listened to Taylor Swift, Lover, but like specifically like Cruel Summer, all of that, and like scored that for like, I mean, not scored that, but like listened to that. And that's what inspired her
inspiration,
to write the song. Wait, no, was it 1989? I know. I think Taylor Swift wrote Lover in response to whatever it was, but they were both like inspired by that. And like, I love seeing people who like go online and we'll talk about, like, they'll write a song being like, oh, like, I was inspired by watching this movie. And I was like, I would kill to have them do like a movie in the park or like anywhere and have an orchestra like go along with like the score for Sinners, then have the actual people sing it, and then have other artists come in with their own, not even renditions of the song, but your own originals for this. Because like specifically like tonally to like the time period, I think Leon Bridges could fucking kill that in something in this. And we were talking about that and I was like, okay, so who do I call up for that? Because that would be so fucking sick to watch.
I'll tell you who you call up.
Okay.
Cynthia Erivo.
Cynthia.
She loves doing that at the ball.
Oh, the way
she does it all the time.
She's got LA Philharmonic on speed dial.
Yes.
Like that's a good way to do it. I keep thinking about like the fact that my dad has a friend who was offered to produce Fruitvale Station and he passed on it and he like nonstop like will not stop talking to my dad about how much it's like the biggest regret of his life. And I'm like,
sure
it's also the biggest regret of my life because then we would have an in. And the fact that I don't have an in to a man who does a lot of like community work in the Bay Area, I'm like, Father, you have failed.
I mean, I have a sort of in, but just because my friend used to date the trainer, but they broke up.
Yeah, so.
But I definitely was at an event with Michael B. Jordan there, and the trainer passed by me and he did a double take. We never met in person, but like he recognized me from photos. And I didn't realize it was him till later because I was like, why is this man looking at me? And so I screwed that up, but it'll happen. What's for me is for me, and that man is for me.
I don't doubt it. Not that'll happen. I don't think that man is. I have a lot of work to do on myself in order to be the woman for that man.
You also have a man, so.
That is inconsequential. The bigger issue is how I'm going to change my body.
Of Nicole, you need to be more for Black love.
Okay, hey, it's Juneteenth. I'll let you have it. Tomorrow? No. Oh my God. I loved it. I can't wait to talk about it. And I'm glad I saw it in theaters. And also, we'll obviously get into like everything when we do that episode. But for anybody who's like still like not on the fence about like seeing it, but you're like, oh, I should just watch it at home because like I'm a little spooked and I'm a little scared. When the trailer started playing and like, first of all,
not scary.
Megan started playing and it was like kind of spooky trailers. I was like, oh my God, was this going to be spookier than I thought? It, I think, was marketed as a horror movie solely because there are vampires in it. And like in general, they don't really know how to market a lot of movies. And like it, but it is the
number one grossing horror film of all time now.
Which I love
officially this week.
That's also a fucking feat because like horror movies make so much goddamn fucking money. But I would never classify this as a horror movie. And like you were spot on.
What would you classify
that's what I mean.
it as?
Where it's like, there is no other way to classify it. But like, as someone who like cannot fucking do horror, like Jennifer's Body, I love, that's a horror movie to me. Disturbia, a horror movie. Like, if you are a like fucking wimp, like you'll be fine seeing this in theaters. And the best thing that you said to me that like I was like, okay, I can handle it. And like, as soon as I got out of the theater, I was like, oh, she was so spot on. Is you were like, there's quite literally like nothing that is like scary, bloody, gory, or anything that's unexpected. You're like, it's like, you know, it's going to happen because it starts to happen. And like, there's not, like, they don't like fake you out where you're like, oh, okay, I'll close my eyes. And it's like, oh, nothing actually happened here. It's like, no. When you think it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And then when you think it's done, it is done. Like, it's not like in a level of like trying to like trick you into feeling like safe and secure and then like pulling the rug out from under you or making you feel like, oh, we're all done. And then it's like, oh no, it happens again. Like, it's so well paced in that way that like for someone who like, if you can handle just like closing your eyes in certain parts, like I could never watch an episode of The Pit. I promise you that. And I could watch Sinners over and over and over again. Like, because The Pit, like there's medical, like, no, none of that stuff. This, I think anybody could handle watching this.
And even like at the beginning, there is a slight jump scare, but it's not even a scary moment. Like the very opening scene, the music is ramped up, but like it's not an actual scary moment.
Oh, no.
And the thing is that the editor said that that scene actually wasn't at the beginning of the movie. It was just at the end. And he added it there to make people feel like that there might be something scary. And it's not even there.
No.
I think it sets the tone for the movie because it's like, ooh, jump scare. But it's not really a jump scare.
No, I wouldn't even have classified that as a jump scare. So, yeah, I think it was, if you have been like holding out on like seeing certain things because you're like, oh, I think that'll be too scary. Or for me, like I always save those things for something at home or on a plane, like something where it's like a smaller screen and it's not as loud and like it doesn't feel as all encompassing. I'm fine. I would have been fine. Yeah. I could have seen this in, my biggest regret in life, is still not seeing Twisters in 4D. But this, I feel like I could have also seen in 4D.
Yeah. I'm excited to talk about this. Everyone get excited too. We're going to have a good ass time.
It's going to be great.
Is the state of the U.S. making you want to escape?
Yes. And you can take the first step and learn the language before you go. Who makes it easy, Melissa?
BAIW makes it easy.
We are so happy that we have a new sponsor. It is BAIW, and not to fangirl too hard. We begged BAIW. We said, BAIW, BAIW, we need you.
Our audience wants you and needs you and asked us, hey, who do you guys recommend for languages?
And we're happy to say it's BAIW.
Not only do sometimes I want to escape, but I also want to stay here and talk to the people here on the ground, especially in our state of California. So I want to brush up and make my Spanish stronger. I took Spanish throughout school. I took Spanish and French, but I really, really need to strengthen my Spanish. What about you?
Spanish is the language that I grew up in California. So like that is like you said, like from the time that I could talk, like the names of different streets. It was so like ingrained, handcrafted by over 200 language experts. Yeah, they are voiced by real native speakers.
Real people.
Oh, and they're built with science-backed cognitive tools like spaced repetition and interactive features to fit any learning style. I'm a big fan of BAIW games. This girl loves a game.
We both love games.
And like the sentence building stuff. So having it be in like a game format makes me feel, it doesn't make me feel like I'm learning. It doesn't make me feel like I'm being scolded in school. I'm just like learning something new, but I'm mostly playing a game.
We want you to learn another language, so we're teaming up with BAIW to give you 55% off subscriptions, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/don'tblameme.
Get up to 55% off at babbel.com/don'tblameme, spelled BABBEL.com/don'tblameme.
Babbel.com/don'tblameme.
Rules and restrictions may apply.
HelloFresh is going to help me enjoy my summer more because I will spend less time looking for groceries, trying to figure out like what I'm going to eat. It's just delivered straight to me, and it makes things so much easier so I can be outside basking in the sun.
Spending less time in the kitchen, more time eating delicious things, and having a great time, which is all what summer's about. This summer, HelloFresh has made it even easier to enjoy delicious, healthy, and homemade quality meals with their new ready-made meals. These heat-and-go HelloFresh meals are chef-crafted, flavorful dishes, ready in, guess how many minutes? Oh, it's just 3. So you can dig in and go do summer right.
My mouth is already watering looking at the Southwest-inspired chicken bowl and the stir-fried udon with pulled pork and veggies. There's also a creamy Alfredo truffle pasta and an Indian-inspired chicken paired with turmeric rice. Drool. These are all ready to eat after a quick spin in the microwave.
We love HelloFresh. We have sung their praises for so long. I have to give a shout out, though. The Mushu pork lettuce wraps changed my life. Absolutely so good. I think it has to be one of my favorites I've ever had. Make your summer enjoyable and delicious by signing up for HelloFresh at hellofresh.com/blameme10fm and get 10 free meals with a free item for life.
That's hellofresh.com/blameme10fm for 10 free meals and a free item in every box.
HelloFresh.com/blameme10fm. 1 per box with an active subscription. Free meals are applied as a discount on the first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies just to see if you could save some cash? Well, Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
I taught a class this week.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I was supposed to teach it a couple weeks ago, but that was when I was sick, so they postponed it. And I was nervous because I've never done something like this before. I was talking about audiobooks, not just from the creative end, but from the business end, which I really don't work in that much. Now that I do for a smaller company, do produce on top of directing. I have more of a hand in it. So I had to do like a lot of research, and I reached out to some people too. And I was like, I feel like I only have enough for like 5 talking points and I'll be done. And like, no, I feel like I only have enough for like 5 minutes and I'll be done getting through my talking points.
That's how all public speaking stuff goes.
And I got in there and I was working this Zoom room. We were having conversations with the students. The professor had questions. It got to, I had 10 minutes left and I probably was halfway through my presentation.
Wow.
So I had to like kind of speed up the last part, and we didn't even get to the quote unquote hands-on experience part that I had to. So I had an hour and 15 minutes and I covered all of it and I still had time left. And so I had a really good time.
Oh my God, yay.
Really good time. They asked me to come back in August for another one. And then I was like, would you be interested in like a full course? Because I got feedback back and somebody was like, I would love a full course on that. And I was like, I don't know about audiobooks as a full course, but maybe audio storytelling as a full course where I do podcast and audiobooks and like scripted audio series too. So we'll see.
Oh my God, I love that.
A lot of the people that were there started following me on TikTok. And I was like, I told y'all to follow me on LinkedIn. I have nothing to offer you on TikTok.
They're going to start seeing your comments on other people's posts.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, wrong one, y'all. Oops. Wait, that's so fun. I'm so glad that you enjoyed that.
Yeah. So.
I'm not shocked that it went well.
I was nervous, but
and
in the fairness of nervousness of doing something for the first time, but I knew that I could pad it out if needed, but
totally.
I was just nervous that I would just get through everything and then have nothing else. But
well, it's one of those things like, you know that you can pad it, but like you don't necessarily know how much you need to pad it, and like if you need to what parts you need to pad it in, and like if you don't have like a responsive audience and like all of that, where it's like can be like pulling teeth. So good job. Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. I love that for you.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Were they young people?
They were, it was like a range of like 20 and 30-year-olds.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I would have probably expected because it's like a
professional.
Yeah, like a career shift or like early pursuing of that kind of career or expanding of that. Wait, what time is it in Paris?
I think 8. Time is 8:44. So she hasn't even gone on yet.
Yeah, because the fucking sun is out.
Yeah.
Well, I also do think that this is there's specifically a lot of fucking hype now exactly for this show that she can make you wait it out.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't believe we're not there. I can't believe it's in Paris.
I'm going on tour for Act 3.
Oh.
Which has been confirmed, which we already knew.
But yeah.
She put in her comments for the last night in London in her description for her photos, which, you know, she's doing captions again. And she's like, thank Paul McCartney. And she goes something like, I forgot exactly what she said, but I can't wait to see you next tour or something like that.
Thank you, Sir Paul McCartney, for writing one of the best songs ever made. Every time I sing it, I feel so honored. I can't believe, like, she's not only writing captions, she's writing, like, captions. Like, we're getting more than a sentence, more than an emoji.
I think her being in the same places for a couple weeks, she gets to, like, hang out. She gets to sleep. Because she's doing every other day or every 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, no, her kids
and so she's well rested. She's changing stuff up. But she's like, I got time to write captions because I'm not traveling.
She's laying in bed in that fucking hoodie and she's scrolling through everybody's things
like
going, oh, yep. She's watching all of that and she's locked Blue out of the room. Blue's being like, Blue's got a sweat towel saying, hey, time to hop on the treadmill with the heels. And she's just like, no.
I'm good.
Her and Rumi are hiding, being like, shh, she can't see us. She can't hear us. And she's like writing these fucking captions. Like,
and Sir's probably helping her write the captions.
Oh my, well, I think Beyonce's probably writing them in like a little journal and Sir's transcribing them into Instagram. It was like, thank you, Sir Paul McCartney, for writing one of the best songs ever made. Every time I sing it, I feel so honored. And it is a full circle moment to hear your beautiful it's a full circle moment to wear your beautiful daughter's design. Thank you, London, for creating unforgettable memories for me and my family. Holla at you when I come on tour again.
So I've already decided that I will be going in LA, in Houston, because the air was just different in Houston.
Totally.
And then wherever the last show is. And if the last show is one of those two places, then I'm going somewhere else.
You're picking 3.
I'm picking 3.
Your sun, your moon, and your rising.
Yeah. And I'm not doing pre-sale. Catch me buying them.
No, catch me being like that
before the show aired.
Catch me like that girl buying them in the fucking parking lot as she and her friends are in their little Honda Civic, stuffed to the brim, and they're just driving along, following, and they get them literally the day of. They're changing it's literally like they're at like Coachella camping. They're like changing in the parking lot. I saw someone who was on the fucking subway and being like, I don't have a ticket, but like I don't have service. I'm gonna go, and as soon as I get out, I'll get a ticket. And I was like, I love that. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And maybe because Sabrina Carpenter's getting canceled, we can go to her tickets will be cheaper.
Why? Because she's on her knees?
No, so that's the thing that I'm like, that's the one where I'm like, ugh, I don't love this. But like,
I don't love it, but the way that Megan Tonja said this, the way that man's hand is positioned on her head shows that he doesn't know what he's doing. So actually Sabrina is in charge of this.
I don't love it, but like I'm not like this sets back feminist. Like I'm not like I'm kind of just like no, and also like people being like it's all satire and I'm like okay, it's not, but like I don't really care that much. I don't love it, but like it is what it is. But people are upset because they think that she did like a Lolita style photo shoot, which I'm like she also doesn't get to control her photo shoots.
No, but she's also an adult.
Well, and also in general, like I haven't read Lolita, but I've read a lot about Lolita. But like Lolita's like not a romanticization or glamorization of grooming
People
and pedophilia.
Changed it and then made it that.
Yeah,
and
like
that's
Lolita's like not a pot. It is like it's not this like, oh, she's like trying to be like it's not like an aspirational thing.
No,
like it's not even written
all.
from that point of view. That's not just like the discourse or like the interpretation of it. Like it's not written in that
and
way.
I don't know at what point society was like, this is what this is going to be. Because that is not what that book is about.
No. And I'm just like, okay, this is fucking weird. I will say, I think one of my favorite moments in pop culture history is Suki Waterhouse sitting in Bradley Cooper's like in his lap when she is like 19 or like 20 and he's like 40 and she's just sitting there in Central Park and she's reading Lolita. That I'm like,
Jeez.
that is a perfect snapshot. That to me was, I'm like, yeah, use Lolita in your discourse about like, oh, this is a little on the nose, but like she just was like on the grass with like the sprinklers going, and I was like, that's also not Lolita exclusive.
Yeah, y'all are just reading into this
totally. And I think if it's a context clues of her being like, oh, she's so sexy, like she's like short and sexual. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think you should.
Yeah, I know. I've been dealing with it my whole life.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, guys, I stop, but then stop.
Yeah. But so we kind of skipped a step here, but we have been planning on going to see Sabrina Carpenter. Mm-hmm. Didn't account that she's going to be at a much smaller place than where we've been going. So like tickets sold out fast, and I don't even see it on resale anywhere. So I think okay.
It's just
secret.
No, I don't want to tell everyone. Okay. I've seen them, but like, the prices are definitely not what I think they will be closer to the show.
Yeah. So and the show's not till November.
No, and we're not going to get fucking hoodwinked and bamboozled by a presale ever again.
No.
You almost said, should we get presale? I said, Melissa,
I didn't mean presale. That's not what I meant. What I meant is we got to get early. I was saying early because my mom will be in town, so we can't go during the later
only certain
days.
Days we can go.
Yes.
Yeah. And she's doing a couple here.
Yeah, she's doing like 4, I think.
Yeah, I think it's 4 or 5. Oh, this looks delicious.
What are you looking at?
Raspberry tiramisu.
Gross.
It just looks like raspberry cake. There's no coffee.
It's just ladyfingers and raspberries and cream. Mm-hmm. No, thank you.
Maybe like an icebox cake.
Mm-mm.
It can be overwhelming to manage a business, especially when you're first starting out. Your to-do list just keeps growing every day with new tasks, and that list can easily begin to overrun your life. Finding the right tool not only helps you out, but can simplify problems you haven't even encountered yet. And for millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world, and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. With hundreds of ready-to-use templates, Shopify can help you easily build a beautiful online store to match your brand style. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. Shopify.com/realm.
Now at Chipotle, our all-new Chipotle Honey Chicken brings Chipotle heat with a touch of sweet. Seared smoked peppers and savory Mexican spices, blended with a hint of pure honey for a perfectly balanced sauce. All combined with fresh, tender chicken hot off the grill, served up in your favorite burrito or bowl. New Chipotle Honey Chicken takes heat and sweet to a whole new level. But it's only at Chipotle for a limited time. Order now in the app for pickup or delivery. Chipotle, for real.
Meet the most capable CRV Honda has ever dreamed of. The all-new CRV Trail Sport Hybrid. With all-terrain tires and available enhanced traction control, it's built for wherever the day takes you. Heated front seats and a heated steering wheel, ideal for winter drives and crisp early starts. And with generous cargo space, it's ready for big gear and even bigger getaways. The CRV Trail Sport Hybrid. Learn more at honda.com/CRV.
I made a strawberry cobbler last week and it was perfect, except for because I was trying to not use as like sugar. So I used monk fruit like in the base
Batter?
or whatever. And then in the fruit. And then I use brown sugar, coconut sugar, and it melts faster than regular sugar. And so it burnt a little bit at the top. But I got the biscuit pastry-ish consistency perfect with using, instead of butter, I used Greek yogurt and I used oat flour and mixed it with gluten-free all-purpose flour. And it was great.
That sounds really good.
It was, except for how it was slightly burnt.
Yeah, they either get too liquidy or if then you cook it off enough, then it burns.
Yeah. So I would probably just use monk fruit throughout and then make a brown sugar with the monk fruit. Mm-hmm. But monk fruit is so expensive.
It is.
It's ridiculous how much it costs for a little bitty bag.
You could probably do coconut sugar if you just
actually, I really didn't
timed
like
it different.
The flavor of it either.
No, you have to do so much less. Mm-hmm. Like so much less.
It really wasn't worth it.
No,
with the coconut sugar,
it gives like a brown butter kind of taste.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I don't like that.
Yeah, so you have to do it like real little bit.
Yeah.
What else was I going to tell you?
You got to give me a brief, and I mean brief,
Love Island
update of what everybody was freaking out on Love Island. Keep it to 10 minutes.
When I asked you, next to Melissa, after I tried looking on Google and I just could not find an answer, I texted Melissa saying, when someone says, quote, she called him everything but a child of God, is there an actual phrase they're referring to? Like a way you call someone a child of God is an insult? Google is not helping me. Does it mean the same thing as calling someone out of their name? Or is it a religious thing? Parentheses, everyone is saying it's not Huda on Love Island. And then you were like, no, it means that she called it every other word except for his own name. And I was like, oh, got it. So his own name is, he would be called, Jeremiah would be the child of God, but she's not calling him anything. She's not calling him Jeremiah. So therefore she says everything except that one.
Yeah.
It is, I fully thought we were going to get, the Ulysses, the girl who kept saying the N-word. I thought we were going to get an edit like that, where it was like the next episode just started and like she was gone. So America, we gave them a chance. We paired him with this other girl, Iris. She says that she crashed out. Yes, it was a crash out. I will say there are two nurses on the cast, Amaya and Nick. And it is very telling to see that both Amaya and Nick are kind of the ones just like very much consoling her. And they have like constant worry in their eyes because they're like, this is not.
They're medical professionals.
Yeah, they have switched into work mode. And also like Nick is like, I am so tired. And I was like, yeah, because you're on the clock, motherfucker. Like that is why he's so spent. And he's like, I'm so done with this. And so Jeremiah picked Iris and then Huda went to go talk to her. And the boys, the new bombshell boys, were like, I don't really want to leave her alone with Iris, which I was like, oh, that's telling that you're concerned that it's not going to be good. So then they got and she asked them, take in mind, she takes her fucking shoes and socks off and she sneaks in her bikini and like hides to listen to what the boys are talking about her. And I was like, my girl, like it is looking so bad. She also like perfectly shot for shot recreated that meme of New York, Tiffany Pollard with the sunglasses and the arms crossed laying in bed. She did that. And then she like tried to pretend that's how she was sitting all day. And like the
Beyonce has started. I just wanted to let you know.
Okay. Let me just pull it back up.
I'm watching. You can keep telling.
No, I know. I just need to make sure I'm pulling it back up again. And you're going to have to tell me because I'm getting distracted.
Yeah.
But so she like was like eavesdropping and like then of course went to go tell the girls like all the things that he said, which are not true. That's not the things that he said. Then she wants to go talk to this bombshell Iris, kicks out the other guys who are there and being like, I need some privacy. And I'm like, ironic considering you literally were just eavesdropping on the other boys' conversation. The bombshell boys are nervous about leaving Iris there if they think she might die. So they get the other girls to go up and you got like Shelly and Alondra taking 2 steps at a time, being like, like trying to be like, let's make sure she's not going to fucking kill this girl. And then, you know, they recouple and she asked what their date was. And she was like, she downplays it so hard. She was like, oh, you know, we didn't really do anything. We kind of just like, we went to the beach. And she goes, oh, that is my dream date. Jeremiah knew that. I'm like, sitting on the beach doing nothing is your dream date? Like,
maybe because And where's she from?
Raleigh.
There's beaches close.
I know.
Not great beaches, but there's beaches close.
Yeah, they call them beaches there. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're from the other... they
West
say
Coast,
that.
Best Coast. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I was like, okay, that's a little wild. And then they like gave an excuse, like they gave them like an opportunity to essentially recouple again. But she keeps crashing out. She also like woke Taylor up in like the early morning when the bombshells went on the date, and like it's night vision like we see this through night vision, so all their eyes are like white and it's all black and white. She's standing over Taylor's bed and he's like, oh, and she's like, they left on a date, and he's like, okay. The next time we see him, he's in bed with another couple. And I go, I think he got scared and said, Mom and Dad, can I come in your bed? How to scare me? She just keeps coming to mine in the middle of the night. And I'm like, oh my God. And she like she'll like keep like leaving the bedroom in the middle of the night and like sobbing loudly in the hallway. And I'm like, okay, now you're not even letting people sleep. And so then we obviously like had them recouple, and we had her be out, and we were like, okay, let her get kicked out. They all saved her. And I was like, why'd you do that? Then the next fucking episode, or the episode after that, something like the quickest turnaround of another recouple. The production was like, we're going to do another recoupling. And this time it's like kind of anonymous of a recoupling. So like, it's like they have to unlock a door, open a door. This is how we lost Jalen. I can't even talk about it. I will start fucking crying. He is the sweetest man of all time. I need him to blow up on social media. I need him to do that. He got a passport for this. He's never left the country. Like, it's his first time.
Where are they?
Fiji.
Oh, because it was in America. I thought that they were just here somewhere.
No, I think season 1 they might have been in Hawaii, which I'm like, leave those fucking people alone.
Yeah.
But no, he literally was like, this is my first time like ever seeing the beach. Like, and Melissa, I sobbed. So they asked him what he does on his free time. He's a trucker, which I said, by the way, everybody, money, money. And they asked him what he does on his free time. And he likes to go hang out with his grandma. Melissa.
Cute patootie.
Oh, and he has the sweetest, cutest face in the world. Like, he's just, oh my God, and then when Ariana was like clearly very sad to send him home, she was like, okay, Jalen, like, pack your bags. He goes, yes, ma'am. And I'm like, like, I was ready to fucking sob. I love this man. Apparently the person he sat next to on the flight home from Fiji was like, watched you on Love Island. We're going to make you famous. And set him up a TikTok account, was like emailing brands and stuff and all of that. And I was like, okay, amazing. But like Delta's commenting and everyone's like,
outfit. Hold on.
Oh, I'm loving it.
Me too.
It's very like,
it's like
Playboy, Victoria's Secret. It's giving like runway.
Yep.
Yeah. It's very Victoria's Secret Playboy. So cute. And so, but now like Delta and everyone's like, you need to like give this man a travel show. Like, let him see the world. Like, he's from a town of 1,000 people. Like, I'm addicted to him. And so then Jeremiah picked Iris, not Huda, and everybody was like, oh my God. And the shot was how they filmed it. So it's like you have to unlock a door, and like it's who you open the door of the person you want to be coupled up with, but they can lock the door because they can only say that the key only works for one person. And so she was already like, she's been calling him a bitch. She's like, I don't fuck with you. I fucking hate you. Like, she's already been, they're not together right now. Like, they're fighting. It's miserable. He asked, he's like, what if we just like took it, like we dialed it back and like we went too fast? What happened to her? Why'd she end it?
The live.
Why'd she end it? Don't do that to me.
Oh, no.
Who's going live? Who else is live? That lady's head is big and in the way. Anyways. So.
I know you aren't talking about somebody's big head.
Hey, yeah, but I'm sitting. I know this. I got this pointy, long noggin. And just tell me which way to go, because it's kind of narrow, but it's big.
Point over here.
Indicator, which way? So everybody, like, we gave the so he opens the door for Iris, and everybody's shocked because they're like, even though they were fighting, we assumed that they would have gotten back together. Because he asked if he's like, why don't we just like, can we like, I think we got intimate too fast. I have to tell you, when this episode started, I said, they have a psychologist who's like on staff. And I said, Jeremiah saw the psychologist, and psychologist was like, you've been in therapy for 2 years. Tap in. And it was like, I saw that in his eyes of being like, oh no, he just got reminded of that toolkit he's got. And he was like, I think we got intimate too fast. I think we should like really focus on the friendship part and like take that from there. And she was like, no. I was like, okay. So
you don't respect boundaries?
No. She also like throws a pillow that I was like hard enough that I was like, that hit him. Like, I do think they would have kicked you out. And so then he picked Iris, and so we have a shot of this door, of Iris's door opening, Jeremiah opening it, and then right next to it. So it looks like fucking Monster Inc. All of these fucking door frames. And then from behind is Huda just like squatting in her door frame, like sobbing and grabbing her face. I will also note that her knuckles cracked and bloody this whole episode.
What was she doing?
Great question.
Playing quarters?
Great question. Because we have not seen what she was doing. And I'm like, that's not.
I say that as I had just looked down at my hands because they were dry. You know, I just used this bloody ass cream to.
I have a slice on this finger. I finally got one off this one. Like, but it's like, it's looking freaky. And like, specifically, it's her dominant hand. And like the pointer finger, knuckle, this spot. And it's like,
she punched something.
You hit something. And so then they give the villa being like, okay, the person who, if you don't get picked, you're vulnerable. And so then it was like, now stand behind the two vulnerable islanders were Jalen and Huda. Stand behind which one you want to save. And the way being a girl's girl, quote unquote, is the downfall of this goddamn fucking villa. So, and also before that, when Ariana was like, Ariana does not like Huda. Ariana was like, so like, Huda, like, how are you feeling? Are you surprised that he like picked Iris or whatever? She was like, yeah, because he told me that he doesn't find her attractive. He told me that he doesn't want to sleep in the same bed with her and he like doesn't want to be coupled up with her and he's still into me. He quite literally said that Iris is not usually his typical type. Iris is objectively beautiful. That's all he said, was that she's not typically his type, which by the way, he's already said that Huda is typically his type. Iris and Huda look nothing alike. I don't need you to tell me that Iris is not typically your type if you already told me Huda is typically your type. Mm-hmm. They don't look the same. Both gorgeous, beautiful women. He's not like being held at gunpoint, being like, I'm going to vomit if I kiss this girl. So, but she's being mean to Iris. Like she's basically like, so it was just like so fucked up and mean. And then everyone has to stand behind which person they want to save. And I respect my man, Nick. Nick immediately goes to Jalen, but then Nick's partner, who's Sierra, who I really like. Sierra made, I think, a grave mistake and she stood behind Huda. And I think if she had stood behind Jalen, if she didn't set the precedent that like, I'm a girl, so I'm going to stand by the girls, then I think the other girls would have stood by Jalen, and I think they would have saved Jalen. And so then Huda's got this like little smirk on every time someone stands behind her to save her. And then ultimately, you know who goes finally to stand by her to help save her so she can stay in the villa? Iris. The girl she essentially just said, you ugly bitch, she's been calling a bitch behind her back this whole time. She's been nothing but kind and nice to her. And I was like, and then Iris
Is that leaves. Why everybody was gasping? Is that the gasp moment?
No, the gasp moment was when he picked Iris.
Okay.
And everybody was like shocked because they're like, there's no fucking way. And then, my favorite part was like when the girls they're so fed up. And so the preview is them being like, I'm not doing this again. Like she needs to like be done or like, I'm not saving her again. Like they're getting so fed up. There was one point where like, she's like nonstop talking in the glam room, like getting ready about like, oh my God, Jeremiah, he's a fucking bitch. He's a fucking dick. He's fuck that motherfucker. And like, she's going like low, like being like, this is what, like basically making like those like absolute comments of being like, he was like, well, what if America noticed that like they didn't like the way that you talk to me? And she was like, well, then you should have done better. So I wouldn't talk to you like this. And I'm like, oof. Girl, she's like, it's your responsibility. Like, you should have treated me better so America would like me. And I'm like, my God, like, this is just so deeply unhealthy. And Sierra, when they're getting ready, she goes, do you think maybe we could like just like cool it with like the name calling? And she was like, I was crashing out. And they was like, okay. And then my favorite, Alandria, who I love. And Alandria's date with Jalen before he got sent home was also on the beach, but they were doing a massage. And the way that this man was trying so hard to listen to what she was saying and also in his head going, don't touch her butt yet. Don't touch her butt yet. And there's and literally went over her butt so quietly. But like the way that I made Mott's pause and I got up close and personal to the TV and I was like, that's what her ass looks like laying down. Like she's insane. Her body is insane. But Alandria was like, okay, so, just a question, Huda, like, after all, like, we've seen all this stuff going on, like, what are your non-negotiables? Basically, and then she goes, like, cheating, like, where are we drawing the line? And then she literally looks at Landry with, like, this villainous look. And she's like, I don't really want to talk about this anymore. I was like, my God, you're forcing these people to talk about this nonstop. And when finally someone brings up, hey, do you have any hard boundaries? Like, because it seems like you're literally talking about how he treats you like shit. He's the fucking worst. Granted, she's like lying about most of this to the girls. And they're like, you've made him out to be this like deeply disgusting and like not worthwhile person who's like worthy of your time. But then you're also still wanting him to like, she's like, he needs to earn me back. And I was like, but 5 minutes ago, you literally said he couldn't do anything to get you back. And I'm like, this makes no fucking sense. But then when they saved her, she like went to Iris. She was like, thank you, girl. Love you so much. I'm like, you're a liar. You have been calling her like a fucking bitch and like a snake and like nasty. And I'm like, she's just like not well. But the girls are finally figuring it out. There's a clip of Alandria. She's in a hallway and she goes, what is America seeing that we're not seeing? And everybody's like, go with that, Alandria. Come on. Like, cause everyone's like, maybe he isn't treating her well. And I'm like, nope, wrong way. Try the other door. Open the other door. And they're like, maybe she is being toxic. And I'm like, yes, keep going with that. Like, it is so frustrating to see them be like, wait, what are we not seeing? And I'm like, my God, so much. Now just imagine, like, what you are seeing is pissing you off. Now imagine what we are seeing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've just said that she's like ruining the experience for everybody. Like nobody's having fun anymore because like girls aren't even doing like their fun little challenges that they usually do because like they're just talking about it all the time.
Well, the producers need to get together then.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, she's never going to recouple with anybody. Like, she's just going to try and like burn the whole villa down. But I do think in general, if you're afraid, if other islanders are afraid for her to be alone with another islander, then I'm like, to me, that's cause enough for concern that like you should at least pull her out for like 2 days and like keep her separate. So we'll see what happens. But the other girls, and Ace and Shelley finally got together.
That's what you've been hoping for.
I have, and people hate Ace. And I understand that. So someone said he looks like a Teddy Graham, and I was like,
it was me.
You said he looks like a teddy bear.
No, but on our live stream, I said he looked like a Teddy Graham.
And I was like, oh, that is so spot on. And like she looks like a doll. He looks like a teddy bear. Like they are so, and like he is so messy, and I like kind of love that. Like that to me is way better TV. He was mean to Amaya though, but now Amaya they keep making these edits being like, will we find each other in every lifetime? And it's like a picture of Ace and Amaya and it's like, yes. And then the next picture you swipe is like Tom and Jerry. And like just
yikes,
just characters that are enemies. And I was like, fair. This person they're having a great time, but they are shaking this camera.
So bad. I wish I had the last one I watched was perfect. He had been to like 6 shows and he was in the pit. And he in the front part of the pit and he knew what the fuck he was doing. Like he was holding the camera, like knew where to follow the camera. Said, I'm turning the comments off so it isn't laggy, but I'll turn them on during the video intermissions. Like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah. I'm sending you galaxies.
He's going to
left,
be
right,
in Paris
center.
one day. So I'll share that one, whatever. Okay. I think he said day 3.
This episode is brought to you by Blink, an Amazon company. Think you're ready for Prime Day? With up to 50% off Blink Smart Security, you will be. With crisp HD video, real-time alerts, and 2-way talk, you'll know the moment your packages arrive. Save big on Blink Smart Security, starting at just $19.99 with the Blink Mini 2 plug-in camera. Shop now at amazon.com/blink.
Culture evolves at the speed of light. Just like your financial needs. When it comes to your money, Credit Karma keeps you in the know and ahead of the game. You can count on Credit Karma to keep up with your financial needs as they evolve. We'll help you monitor your progress and give personalized recommendations so you can make strides towards your goals and find your way to money. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on. Download the app today.
Oh, tasty high note. Oh, hi, don't mind me. I'm practicing my new baritone sax. I just heard PayPal's paying for people's stuff every day for 100 days, and there's 10 million up for grabs. All you have to do is use PayPal checkout online. So there's never been a better time to buy a few things off the old wish list. Like this leaf blower! PayPal could pay for your purchase. The Great PayPal Checkout.
No purchase necessary ends July 18th. See official rules at paypal.com/thegreatpaypalcheckout/terms. Participating merchants only must use PayPal checkout online. Coverage of up to $100 and eligible purchases per card.
Well, anything else?
No, I think that's it. This is a call for Mari, who is in our Patreon. Mari, I tried to find you on Instagram. I don't know what your Instagram is. I needed to message you because Mari had talked about in the Patreon how I think it was when she was watching with her boyfriend, the Love Island UK, and he like walked in and was like, "This one girl is like objectively one of the most beautiful, like is the most beautiful woman in the villa. Like, what do you mean that like she's not coupled up with something? Like she's not getting the attention?" And I hadn't watched it yet. And I just need to know if it is Alima, because without telling Mott's that story, that is exactly what happened. It went down with me and Mott's. When Mott's was like, what is going on? What? Alima is so what is going on? Like, what do you mean that, like, and good God, it is hard to go from watching Love Island US to going to watch Love Island UK. And I can't to nonstop thinking about people in 2020 where like British people being like, yeah, we actually really don't have racism in the UK. And I want to be like, should we do a side by side of Love Island US and Love Island UK? Like,
that's a lie.
Should we do that?
Ask anybody that's non-white in the UK, and they will say that's a lie.
Mm-hmm. But I have to show you what Melissa, she is so beautiful.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Stunning. But she's just like so beautiful. And she was with like the ugliest block-headed man I've ever seen. And he was like, yeah, you're not typically my type. And he just dismissed her in a way that I was like, oh, you are just being racist. And that almost happened with another couple when it was a black guy and he was like when he walked out because they depict based on the bios, the girls did. And then the guys came out and like Maya Jama said like, oh, to the girl, there's a Meg and a Meghan on this season, both named Meghan. But so she asked Meg being like, are you happy with your choice? She's like 50-50. And he sat down with her like, no bullshit. Was like, so, okay, what was the 50-50 thing? Cause like, it sounds like you liked me when you didn't see me and then you saw me and you went 50-50. And she went, no, you just like said that you like partied a lot on there. And he goes, yeah, but you read that and you picked that. Why'd you pick that? She was like, I don't know. I thought like I liked your name. And his name is very much not like a white British guy's name. And he was like, oh, you picked, okay. And then immediately was like, oh, opposite. So I thought you were being racist. You were actually being like, I'm going to overlook that this man says he parties a lot because I don't think any of these other guys are. Cause he was like, am I typically your type? She was like, yeah. And he was like, you wouldn't want to partner with anybody else? Block-headed white men. And she was like, no. And he was like, oh, okay. This was, you were seeking me. This is okay.
I was
this
seeking
makes
you
more
out
sense.
and you just didn't fit the bill.
Yeah. And I was like, this makes more sense. And they seem very sweet and I'm nervous because he's saying all the right things on episode 1. So that of course makes me nervous.
Okay. Well,
and he's very cute
I still am very lost, but I just saw everybody's reactions and I was like, what is this about? And I couldn't find, but I didn't really try to find. So thank you.
You're welcome. I'm here. If anybody else needs help.
You and Mari, y'all are going to have to do your own live stream.
I know, we can't stop.
Because I had to stop it at one point.
No, you're like, okay, move on. We're like, sorry, everybody.
Actually, twice. So let's...
I will say to people,
Megan, we can't keep talking about this.
I was just gonna say, if people want to start watching it, you should start watching it now. Don't wait to try and catch up. It's not one of those shows. It's like a soap opera.
Okay. You can catch up with soap operas anytime. So correlation doesn't match.
Would you start from the beginning?
No. You just jump in.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying.
You can't even start from the beginning for most of them.
Oh my God. You're right. That's true.
They don't. They literally filmed it on tape.
5,000 years.
And you couldn't. Yeah. There's some on like that are preserved at the UCLA like library, but other than that, they just don't exist.
Oh, that's so crazy.
So now I'm going to just read some comments from Spotify. This is from I posted this week on Wednesday. Diana did the Lord's work and found the peanut butter episode.
Thank you.
And so I posted part 1 of that, which is our 100th episode live. And people were like, they're not talking about it. And hold on, they're going to do an update that I'm going to post next Wednesday that will do it. But it started on this episode. And I also think we should do another live episode at some point.
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
that was fun, but it would have to be on a Saturday.
Yeah.
This person just ended their live. So someone said, OMG, a Wednesday episode on my birthday. You shouldn't have. Thanks. Well, you're welcome, Monica. For See You Next Tuesday, the last one, entitled a See You Next Tuesday regifted PR that's also a Fisting Friday. Nicole said 2 people asking for more time and then forgetting to send their responses must be a match made in heaven. And then KG550 said, I loved how hard Melissa laughed when Meghan showed her the photo of Shelley. And then Aaron said Meghan's face when Melissa was telling that surrogacy story.
I need to go back and watch that.
Thank you. Remember that you can always leave a comment on Spotify that are episode specific. And you can join us on Monday for But Am I Wrong? Tuesday, see you next Tuesday. Wednesday will be the actual peanut butter doggy sibling episode, which is an update from the one that was posted this week. Thursday will be Don't Blame Me. And then Friday we'll be back for another episode of Fisting Friday.
Fist you later.
Bye.
This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Can you actually change your personality if you want to? How does peer pressure work, and why is it so powerful? Should you ever really trust your gut when you make a big decision? These are just a few of the topics we've recently covered on my podcast, Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and each episode of Something You Should Know covers multiple topics that are likely relevant to you. You'll discover things you can use in your life today, right now, like how to have a great conversation, how to be more courageous, the anatomy of the perfect apology, and much, much more. To date, there are over 1,000 episodes of Something You Should Know, and we've gotten over 4,000 mostly 5-star reviews. I invite you to check out Something You Should Know. Look for the bright yellow light bulb on the blue background. Something You Should Know, wherever you listen to podcasts.
In humanity's search for other worlds, we found something unexpected.
It's a massive collection of tiny pocket realities, and each one is a story.
So we can actually transcend our usual 4 dimensions of space and time to go physically into these stories?
Yes, using the Muse Pod.
But when we explored those stories, things didn't go as planned.
Mr. Darcy? That horrid man.
I am Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
None of us have been the same since Beth died.
What happens when classic stories go wrong? I go in to fix them.
Ah, humbug.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?
For the love of God, mon frère!
Subscribe and listen to Muse, the latest audio drama from Dayton Writers Movement and Realm.
I am Dracula, and I bid you welcome.
From the podcast that brought you to each of the last lesbian bars in the country and back in time through the sapphic history that shaped them, comes a brand new season of cruising beyond the bars. This is your host, Sarah Gabrielli, and I've spent the past year interviewing history-making lesbians and queer folks about all kinds of queer spaces, from bookstores to farms to line dancing and much more.
For 11 years, every night women slept illegally on the common.
We would move down to the West Indies to form a lesbian nation.
Meg Kristen coined the phrase women's music, but she would have liked to say it was lesbian music.
And that's kind of the origins of the Comedy River Collective.
You can listen to Cruising on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes air every other Tuesday starting February 4th.